Where's Mike?
Oh, he's at that thing.
Is he still at the thing?
Yeah, it's kind of a long thing.
All right, he's still at the thing.
Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
This is the Board Game Rundown, and today, in June, we're going to talk to you about our top 5 favorite games we played in May. The only rule is it must have been played in May.
Yes, I played these games in May.
I did as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
These can be games that aren't out yet.
Yep.
Things like that as well.
Yep.
So this kind of that opportunity, right?
Yeah, because a lot of times when we do these lists, we try to leave off like preview. If it's not out for like general public, we try to leave them off.
Yeah.
But this is like, no, we played this game in May, and this is where it fell. And those games in May, yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Comparatively speaking.
For sure. So May, because we went to like a small little convention, we got a lot of games played. I got some games played on my birthday, which was fun. So May
birthday?
was a tough month to pick.
To break it to you, Tim, I already won because I played 42 games in May.
Oh, you automatically won.
So thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, make sure you like, subscribe.
We try to tell Bob you don't have to win everything.
You do.
But he doesn't listen. Okay, well, since you won, I'll go first.
Ooh, okay.
Loser goes first? Yeah, we'll change it up.
We'll let you go first.
We'll change it up. So the first one I'm going to talk about, my sister taught us this game.
So number 5.
Number 5. My sister taught us this game. I kind of won it.
Okay.
Wilmot's Warehouse.
Okay.
This was a wild memory
Weird
game.
and wild stuff.
It was. But this is like also going to be sort of like a group dependent kind of game.
Very.
Because you need to have people that are going
willing to get into it.
Buy in, get into it, and have some fun with it.
Because the story part was the best thing about it. So to kind of break it down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got these gifts showing up, and you're putting them out on this orthogonally on this like warehouse, but you have to kind of remember what they are because they're going to be turned face down, and then like later on they're going to want to know where things are at,
right?
And you have to be able to point to them and pick them out. And
yeah, so this warehouse is filling up, and so we get the items, we place them, then they get flipped face down, so you don't know what they are. And so, yes, you're trying to come up with stories on why this is adjacent to that. And then everybody at the very end is like sort of a speed round. You're going to basically just start a timer and go through all of these cards and assign them. And you're going to have cards that you didn't see, right? So you're going to be like, no, we don't have that. But you're going to also have cards that look really close to things that you saw.
Sure.
And and at the end, you're just going to see how accurate you were and how fast of a time you got it done in.
Yeah, it's like I say, because that story is kind of half the excuse me, like half the battle, because you're like, oh, we're gonna put this here because the boy cut himself, and then there's band-aids, and like so you're trying to do this like kind of story. So because you wouldn't think how am I gonna remember where like 20 different cards are face down? You make that story up.
It worked really well. It worked really well because we had like a dog, like a wolf attack, and like a bear attack. Like, it was like all kinds of different things.
Aliens from outer space coming down.
All kinds of different things. It got wild, but again, we had a great group for it, and everybody was kind of buying in and having a good time and contributing their stories to it. And then, and then it's like, well, what was there? Oh, well, this was this because this was this, and then that means that this is this. Oh,
yeah,
really weird. Crazy. Again, couldn't play it every day.
No.
But playing every once in a while was super fun, and I really enjoyed Wilmot's Warehouse.
Okay. So for my number 5, we've been talking about this game a lot. We played it a ton there. We've helped our buddy West sell a bunch of copies of this, but Wildside continues to hit the table over and over and over again. And it's a hit. People like it. It's just a fun, kind of filler game. You're card shedding. You have 12 cards in your hand, and you have 4 cards face down with 4 face-up cards on top of them, and you're just trying to play them out. You're playing the cards kind of down in a descending order.
Yes.
If you get 4 cards of a kind, it wipes, and you can start over, play what you want. The honey badgers will wipe because the honey badger just don't care.
They do not care.
And it was first one around of cards basically wins. And then you can play another method where you're keeping track of like points, and you can play like multiple rounds and then see who has the least amount of points at the end of like so many turns and whatnot. But yeah, it's a great little card shedding game that hopefully starts to get the recognition I think it's
get a little bit of traction.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So
number 4.
Number 4.
Mine's gonna be easy because it was Wildside. We got our physical copies of Wildside in May, and we've been playing the heck out of it. And it's everything that Bob just said. It's a really fun card shedding game. It's very easy to teach. It's easy to learn. You play it with non-gamers. You play it with experienced gamers.
Yep.
Just have a great time. You don't have to. I don't like. The majority of the times I played it last month, we didn't do the scoring. We just played the one round.
Yeah, you just play one round, and the first one out wins. Yep.
But, you could do the scoring, and that's fine, too. But if you do it without the scoring, first one out, and then it's like, we'll just re-rack and go again.
Play again, yeah.
And, so you can just kind of gauge on, like, depending on your group and their interest.
Yeah, if it goes like, you play it and everybody's like, all right, now we're going to play. We'll play 2 rounds, and we'll start keeping track of whoever has, the most points, the least amount of points. So it's not just first one out, and it's kind of like an over a few amount of
So it's nice to have that flexibility. Still waiting on that dev credit on that game. But
still checking out rulebook.
Despite that, still great. Wildside, good time.
Nice. So for my number 4, this one's a classic. It's been hitting the table for ages. I busted out again recently, but Karuba is just a fantastic little tile laying game. Everybody has the same tiles. One person's, you said to put them face down. Don't. Get yourself a bag. One person's pulling one tile out of the bag, calls out the number, and then everybody takes the exact same tile. Everybody's putting it on their board wherever they want, and you're trying to build paths for your dudes who are landing on the beach to their appropriately colored temples in the back of the jungle. And if you're not playing the tile down, you're instead discarding that tile to move said meeples and explorers into the jungle to try to get them into those towers or temples so that they can get the treasure. Whoever has the most treasure combined with the little crystals and stuff you gain along the way is going to win. And this game's great. Like I said, I've played it with family members. I play it with like gamers. We've talked about like trying to get our 2 copies and play together and play like 8 people because why not?
A mega
version of it. Like that'd be fantastic. But yeah, Karuba's been around for a long time, and I think it actually won a Spiel des Jahres.
It might have,
And I think that's a well-deserved one because it holds up. So
for sure, for sure. All right, my number 3. Got to play one of my all-time favorite games at the convention, and that is Cthulhu Wars.
Yeah.
Asymmetric, dudes on a map. Everybody's playing different factions. We had a couple of new players. We were playing with Max, Michael, who is a dude that I just absolutely love. Super interesting guy.
Yep.
And he said my favorite thing I've heard recently in a Cthulhu Wars game when he kept attacking Chris, and he goes, "Don't worry, it's not business, it's personal." And I just kept laughing every time.
Every time.
I loved it. It was so good. But everybody, it seemed like at the table had a good time.
Yep.
I didn't win, but I had a great time playing.
Yeah.
And that's just for me, like, I'm now to the point with that game where I just like to experience it like once a year if I can.
Yeah, let other people experience it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ever really request to play it, but I feel like when we go to those like types of conventions and people like bring it, and then they're like, well, you're playing, right? And I'm like, I'll play.
Yeah.
And I had fun.
You had a pretty good game, too.
That was the best game I ever had with King and Yellow because I've been trying to get that faction to work so hard. And I actually came close. And if I had drawn more than just a lot of those ones, I had a ton of Elder Signs.
Yes.
And they were like majority ones. I'm like,
almost all ones. You just needed like 2 of them to be 3s.
Like 3s, and I could have actually triggered the end of the game a turn early and won the game. Yeah, but it's still, it was fun. And it's a good time.
Yeah, it was really good.
There's so much asymmetry going on there. The factions are so different.
Yes.
So
super fun. I was glad, that we got to play it, and I'm always happy to play it. So
So my number 3 is it's weird going second.
I know, right? Threw you off.
A little bit. So my number 3 is I think we learned it last month. It might have been the month before we actually learned it, but I actually played it a couple times last month. And maybe a few times this month, so we'll see if it makes the list for next month. But Slay the Spire,
yes,
got to play that. Really enjoyed that game. I haven't played the video game, but just deck builder is great. Like if you know people who like deck builders, but you want to play cooperatively and you're tired of like waiting for people to like buy things from a market and things like that, like this is so different because everybody has their own deck they're working from. When you gain cards, you're drawing 3, you're choosing the one you want, you're adding it to your deck, and then you can also do upgrades. As you're going through, you're taking those cards, you're flipping them over the other side, and they're better versions of the cards that you had. And it's just done really well. There's like almost no downtime because everybody's kind of playing. There's one shared turn basically, so everybody's doing things at the same time, which is good.
It plays great at solo. It plays great at 4. I mean, I'm telling you, you can just go. You could set that up, and I have, and just played it solo. And you just See how you do.
See how you do. Yeah, like I have been trying to get people have this for trade on BGG. Allegedly want to
for
trade
trade.
this game. I have made some crazy offers, and they've said no. And the one guy even had a collector's edition, but he had traded out all the guts. All the mats were gone, the coins were gone. Everything. All it was just basically a basic edition in a collector's edition box.
Right.
So it's like, oh yeah, you could buy the mats from the store, and you could buy the coins from the store. It's like, okay, so if I get this game from you, I'm still gonna have to invest like $75 to get it back to where it was. And I was offered him 3 different games like together for that, and he had said no, and I was like, whatever. I bought my own copy. I was tired of dealing with it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to play the crap out of this game. And I did. I played it last night with my Magic buddies, and they really
The worst part about it is sleeving it.
Yeah. It did take a while.
That's a minute.
But one of my packs of sleeves was actually a little shorter. And so I got through and I started to shuffle. And I was like, wait a minute. I looked at it and I could see like 6 or 7 cards that were like the wrong size. I was like, nope. And so I just started just undoing it, re-sleeving. It's like it comes with extra sleeves,
right?
And if that does like run out or whatever, I could always I have sleeves from Magic, right? I
sure.
Use any of those sleeves.
Yeah, but your game came missing a mini, right?
It came missing a mini too. But I emailed them because I opened it. I got home, opened it right up, started sorting everything out, started sleeving things, and I was like, I pulled all the inserts out, checked the bottoms, make sure it wasn't like wedged up inside something.
Right.
It wasn't there. Sent them an email. I got it, and that was like at 10 o'clock at night. I got an email back the next morning from Contention Games saying, sorry, we'll have one right out to you. I got a shipping notification yesterday.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, they're all over it.
Like initially frustrating, but if they're gonna fix it, beauty. Right?
Yeah,
that's great.
And then like what's funny too, I was like, because nobody chose to play that character last night. So if they had, I have D&D minis.
Oh, right.
Because you can use anything. Because it's basically representing yourself there. So you can.
Placeholders.
And Chris was like, can I just use that anyway? Because it was like a dude with an axe and whatnot.
Nice.
He's like, I want to use that. I was like, it was fun.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
That takes us, man. We're moving along here.
We are moving along.
We're already down to number 2 already.
We are. Wow. We are. Here's the funny thing now. This year has been like an amazing year for games for me. Like just finding some games that I am really, really hyped about. Because the next 2 I'm going to talk about are probably, I'd be shocked if they're not in my top 10 of like my 50 of all time.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Number 2, that being said, Ostia.
Nice.
I finally got to play Ostia again.
Yeah.
Bob brought it.
Yep.
We taught my sister, I think.
Yep.
And our friend of the show, Chris.
Yep.
And I just freaking love this game. Again, like, I don't have to win. I am there for the experience.
Yeah.
It's really satisfying. This game is so fun and very cool. And I am just in love with it.
Nice.
It's really good. It's just really good.
It's a lot of fun
I love
to play.
that game.
It is a lot of fun to play.
So Ostia is my number 2, and that is 1,000,000% rocketing up into my top. The more I play it,
the more you enjoy it because you're figuring it out better and you're like planning stuff. And
yeah,
doing
or
things
just like try out, like let's try this out, see what happens. Try that out.
Yeah, and there's no feels bad really.
Not really.
I mean, like okay, you have to have a setup like turn or 2. It's still like it's okay because then your next turn's gonna rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah, I just really like Ostia, like what it does and the way it plays, and it's It feels fast. I mean, it's 2 hours, right? Hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it feels fast.
It does feel fast. Yeah.
And so I don't mind a longer game that feels fast.
Well, and that's one of those games too where it's like because like there's like 7 different things that can trigger endgame, and so if you want it to be over, you can kind of push and end it in like an hour.
Yeah.
It's like, or if you're trying to like, but most of the time what happens is like everybody's trying to max their stuff out.
Yeah.
Wait, just don't do that. Do these actions a few more times, get a few more points, and get a few more of this. And like, and then somebody's like, I'm gonna end it. You're like, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a game of that overstay its welcome. Yeah.
I haven't yet.
Yeah.
Haven't yet.
I played it quite a bit. All right. So my number 2 is Axes and Allies Battle of the Bulge.
Right on,
yeah,
man.
so Tim didn't get to play this. I got to play a new Axes and Allies game, Battle of the Bulge. So it's just that battle specifically. And it's very different than a lot of the Axes and Allies games that I've played. There will be some videos coming out for that, so keep an eye out for those. There'll be like a what's different about this, and then just an overall like review of the game itself. But you are, obviously playing. One side's playing Germany, the other one is playing America and some Britain. They're mixed together. They're the allies. But unlike other ones, like you have a set people, I was going to say minions, set troops of what you're going to get, right? So, because in that battle, the Axis had these tanks and then troops show up, and then the Allies had these tanks and troops show up. So, like, every turn, you're getting specific people spawning at specific spots. And then it's not just like on a map and you choose where to go, or you kind of choose where to go, but you have to keep your guys in supply. So you use these supply trucks and these supply tokens, and you have to have them by your dudes, because when you go to move them out, you have to take a token either from their spot or from an adjacent spot that's behind the line, because there's like a literal line, because it's hexes. And then as you move in and you attack and you expand that line, and then there's roads that you can move the trucks around. Like it's really neat. There's a lot of differences. The way you do the attacks are different. It's not just like you're rolling the D6s and you hit on 2 or lower. You're rolling D12s and you're counting down these different like spots. So to say, oh, okay, there's 3 of these, 6 of these, because you have limitations for each hex on like you're allowed to have certain amounts of troops, certain amounts of planes, certain amounts of things on each hex. And so you pull these little slots out and then you count. A 6 is a hit, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a hit, and then that one of those units dies. It comes off the board.
Oh wow!
So it's really interesting the way that it's done, and the game can actually be played a lot quicker than a lot of the other Axis and Allies games.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to hear that they keep kind of
reinventing it a little bit, and not just doing the same thing over and over
like,
again.
Oh yeah, here's this theater, but same rules.
Right,
nothing.
same type of
map. The only
map,
thing that's different is the map, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like,
right.
But it's the same
hex.
style of map, right?
Right. Yeah, no, this being hexes, and then each city has like different points, and the Axis has to control a certain amount of points over the cities.
Yeah.
And
that's
or
pretty
the
rad.
Allies have to hold out, because in real life, the Allies held out long enough for the weather to clear up, and then their air superiority just came in and wrecked the Axis.
But they had to hold it.
And that's basically what you're doing.
Nice.
Well, in that game. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's pretty exciting.
Love it. Awesome. All right, we're down to
already
number 1. Again, just like Ostia, the more I play this game, the more I love it. Have not had a play of this that has overstayed its welcome, taught new people, played with slower players, but I'm talking about Inferno.
Oh, nice.
Still loving Inferno.
Nice.
And it's funny because I think at least the last time I was playing Inferno, I was playing it and not Ostia because I was teaching it.
Correct.
And Bob, just to torment me, busted out Ostia like on the other side. And then the last time he was playing Ostia and I couldn't play, I was learning SETI.
Yep.
And I was like, dang it. But Inferno is really good. The theme is amazing.
Yep.
It's coming out from Grand Gamers Guild. So if you're watching this around Origins, it will be available there and should then be in U.S. release. So you should be able to get a copy for a reasonable price.
Right.
If you like a crunchy Euro that's not like overdoing it, this is a great one. The theme is on point, man. I mean, it is Dante's Inferno.
Drips theme,
it's really cool. And the way that you're moving the souls down into hell into the different levels, and then but they're going to stop. But the other thing, right, is that anybody can move any soul. You know what I mean? So like you're setting up other people's turns too.
Possibly,
You know, or ruining other people's turns by where you're putting those souls and like how you're doing that. So really interesting choices, really fun, and I just think it's a really cool game with beautiful art and is just implemented really well.
Yeah.
So Inferno hit my number 1 spot.
I didn't get a chance to replay that with you that last
Well,
week.
you'll get a chance next week.
Yeah, hopefully. But I did get a chance to play
Ostia. I had a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, like, I keep pulling this game out. It keeps hitting the table over and over again. I'm getting better at, getting the setup time down, getting people to help, like, get things set up. I'm doing pretty good, I think, with my teach. And
I think you had the teach down pretty good.
Yeah.
Because you were teaching when I played it with you guys.
Yeah, and
it's
it's fantastic. Like, I mean, I need to play more of these Moncala type games where you're picking up all your ships, you're gaining all those resources, and you're dropping them down one at a time around the board. Wherever the last one lands, you're going to activate that action. And that's just very satisfying.
Oh, it is.
Being able to set that up, and then you're like, building extra ships, and you're moving your ships out so you can build more ships, and you're getting these trade ports, and then you do the trade actions, and you're getting to do all this extra stuff, and you're like,
yes.
I'm going to go for these amphoras because I can hit both of these different ports and put buildings on them, and that's going to make those worth even more points at the end of the game. Like, it's so good. Like, I love this game so much. It's beautiful. I just wish it wasn't so hard for people to get.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, I've been doing a lot more trading on BG, and, like, all these games I want, almost everybody has Ostia on their list.
On their want list?
On their want list.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
No.
No.
Not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
So,
All
yeah,
right. Well,
so
that's
good.
that is our top 5 in May. That was an easy breezy,
That
super
was easy
fast
breezy.
list.
Yeah, because no Mike.
No Mike. That's his fault.
We talked about doing something fun with it, but that's it's tough to do.
What?
Having Mike be here with like a little talking
Oh,
head
yeah.
and do his list and stuff, but our editor, like, that would have been a lot of work for him.
Oh, I thought you meant we were like implying that it was more fun because Mike wasn't here.
Well, yeah, but then we could have made fun of his list and he couldn't have
yeah,
defended
that's
himself. And that's always good.
So let's say we'll just give you Mike's list real quick because I remember what he said it was. Number 5 was Monopoly. Number 4 was Candyland.
Yep.
Number 3 was Uno.
Yep.
Number 2 was Go Fish.
Yep.
And then what was number 1?
Munchkin.
Munchkin was number 1. South Park Munchkin
South Park Munchkin specifically.
was his number 1.
Yeah.
So there's
he
Mike's.
loves that game.
He just can't stop playing it.
Yeah.
To everyone's
And
detriment.
honorable mention to the died of dysentery.
Oh yeah, Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail card game.
But
Shout out.
Honorable mention because he technically played that at midnight in April.
Right.
Like
but
the last day of
we
April.
said we'd allow it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's like, no, I guess it's April.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
honorable
it makes
mention.
next month's.
Yeah, I guess it could make next month.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
Anyways.
he'll get to play it again, I'm sure.
I'm
'cause
sure.
He's always playing it.
Always. He never nonstop. Can't stop. That's what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
That's why he's not here.
That's why
He's
he's
like,
not
you
here.
guys go film. I'm gonna keep going with
He's
this.
he's at a pro level Oregon Trail tournament.
He's fighting that dysentery
Yeah,
like nobody would believe.
I think it's a legacy version. Like
It's
everybody's
legacy
actually
version.
getting
Everybody's actually getting dead and
dysentery.
sick, bit by snakes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play that game. All right, guys. Well, this has been super fun. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, thumbs, do all the things.
All
Check
the
us out on
things.
our live streams. Join us on Discord. We're super fun to be around, I promise.
Sometimes.
If you're going to be at Origins of Gen Con, reach out, especially through Discord or Instagram. You could get a hold of us pretty easily.
Yeah. Although I doubt this comes out before
Origins?
Origins.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll
Comes
see.
out during Origins.
Oh.
Still counts.
Oh, it does.
So, for the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
Bob.
We'll see you next month.